When rainy season, was there sunshine this afternoon? Did the
No,
sun go away and say that rain don't start to I'm not showing again until after 6 months? You guys flash me like around 2 months to end your rainy season. Sunshine. See, because I answer this question like almost every other day, any meeting. Did the sun run away?
No, wait,
See,
hold on now.
It will reduce, yes.
Hold on. I wake up as early as 6.
Okay.
And it's been raining from 6 to 6 in the evening. There's no sun.
Every day.
Not every day.
For 6 months. What I'm trying to clarify is this. I'm not disputing the fact that sometimes when the weather is dull, there's a low yield.
Yeah.
But the low yield will not be consistent for the entire period of the rainfall. There are some sun that will shine during rainy season. You will think that you will ask God that am I at the back of the AC of heaven?
Now we have sun. It's not.
The sun will still shine.
No,
the sun outside.
There's sun outside.
Is it enough to charge the sun?
More than
Yes.
enough.
Sun and sun. No, there's no Africa sun.
Apparently, good to have you in the studio. It's a beautiful day in Lagos, you know.
Odogo, thank you very much. And to all of our listeners, good afternoon, audience. Thank you.
Good afternoon to you.
You're welcome to Talking What.
Yes, we are. We're in the rainy season, apparently, you know, and a whole lot of consideration is, going into solar installation, you know, purchasing of solar, adopting the whole idea behind solar. And, people are still thinking about it. Do I really, want to do this? Do I really want to adopt, or do I really want to go into this whole solar thing and all? We'll keep talking about it every day.
That's
because
right.
we want to put it not just in the mouth of the people, but also in their minds, also in their homes. We have gone past those days or the times of staying in darkness, hoping that we'll get to see the light. Now, the big question is solar becoming less accessible for people out there? Is it becoming affordable for people out there? Can somebody who is doing a 9 to 5, or somebody who is just doing a major, or let's just say an Okada man, or a bus driver, the corporate driver, or the taxi man,
That's correct.
is it affordable for them, or is there a plan set aside for this kind of people?
All right, Odogo, thank you so much for that question. As always, we would always say that there is always something for everyone at every level, right? So one of the things that is very important to note, you mentioned something, is it affordable? Is it available? Whether you like it or not, one of our realities is that we have come to settle for the fact that there is going to be alternative, or there are alternatives when it comes to energy. There is alternative. Before, I remember, if you don't bring light, you can go 6 months and nobody's putting on nothing, as in there's no light. And then the evolution of generators, everybody can now afford generators, and then we went to as much as or as low as the Tiger, you remember back in the days.
Yes.
And then gradually we evolved such that even a student now, even students now can afford a generator. I think it's about our readiness, whether we are ready to adapt to the realities on ground. Fuel will keep doing what it's doing. It's been doing this since forever. No, seriously. No, I don't even mean in our own terrain. Something is always affecting something somewhere. Either the Gencos are not, generating as much, or whether something is somewhere. There is always a challenge. But the truth of the matter is, it brings about innovation, and innovation brings about how can we scale? So in essence, I'm saying that yes, there are alternatives. One, two, are the alternatives affordable? Yes, it's becoming affordable. Of course, there will always be the first comers into the market, and it's always very high. But by the time you have competitors, competition within the market also, one person, 2, 3, 4, and now you have an array of manufacturers when it comes to renewable energy. You will find out that the price points will begin to drop. And that's what we have seen, because somebody's producing solar panels, another one is producing solar panels. Right now, as I speak to you, there are technologies that say that even when you have a leaf drop on your solar panel, the ray of the sunlight will still capture the areas that is not covered by the leaf. So meaning that it's going to avoid just that region. Meaning that if you have as simple as a shadow, maybe a tree shadow on your solar panels, before now, it's not going to work. That particular one is not going to work, right? Or generate.
So in other words, nothing was covered.
That's it, ideally.
Okay.
But I'm saying technology has even advanced.
Okay.
Innovation has advanced to the point that if you put just your finger on it, it will take out the portion where you have a finger or where you have shadow on it, and then it will still generate energy.
Okay, I have two questions I want
Yes,
to ask now. And before we ask the question,
Yes.
let's welcome the elephant in the room. Let's welcome, no, it's not you, Larry. I don't know why you're laughing. The lady joins us. I've always been looking forward to have a lady among us. There's just too many guys everywhere.
Yeah.
And finally, we've decided to have.
We should give her a
lady.
shaker.
Eh?
We should give her a shaker. You are welcome.
All right, good to have you in the studio. So, introduce yourself. Let's get to meet the lady among us. Everybody smiling. She came in with goods and the goodies and everything. We hope we get to partake in the goodies.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Murunto Dinobaibu. I'm a sustainability engineer and of course working in the sustainable space of solar across other renewable energies and also other aspects of engineering that have to do with making our planet way more sustainable. Of course, the biggest interest in Nigeria has to be power, and this is a very interesting conversation because I keep having it with my mom at home. Okay, so we spoke earlier about how accessible is solar energy now. Is it becoming more or less accessible? And obviously the answer is it's becoming way more accessible, because you have to understand the biggest challenge with solar is the batteries, and battery technology is really improving in recent times. More and more companies and more improvements in just battery tech is making batteries cheaper, more accessible. The technology is expanding. I don't know if anyone knows much about battery technological improvements, going back to lithium batteries, but of course we do have better reserves of lithium being found in Nigeria. Everybody knows about that. I think that was last year in the north or so. So that just means battery technology regarding solar is improving, and that's definitely good for accessibility in solar energy.
Okay, well, I have a whole lot of things to actually ask today,
Okay,
and today's actually going to be a very interactive session. Larry joins us in the studio this afternoon. Very good afternoon to you, Larry. Welcome. I hope you're not expecting Shaka.
I did small shaker in my hand.
Oh, okay, well, you can do that for him, not us.
We don't go as part of that.
Well, proud of that.
No problem.
Now, back to you, Ogwemi. You were talking about, producing and everything, and there's this question. Nigeria as a country,
Yes.
are we ready to start, producing solar equipment? Most
We
people
started
will say-
already.
Well, most people don't know.
Yes, we've actually started.
Most people feel
They are
that
producing
everything.
solar panels here on Lagos mainland.
No, hold on.
Not Lagos
Wait,
mainland.
Larry, wait. Now, there's a particular guy on TikTok I will see almost every time.
Alright.
I'm not going to mention his tribe. I'm going to mention
Yeah.
his name, but I know he sells solar. But every time he says this is our newly imported solar panel and newly imported solar machine and batteries,
Okay.
And again, on social media, there's you mentioned something about battery.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of people saying that the batteries, or most of these electricians who come to install the solar panel, don't do the right thing. They they call it ticking time bomb. You see batteries swelling up, batteries
Hey.
exploding. There was a video on TikTok of one man who literally had to bring out his entire. He called them back to disconnect what they installed, and when they even came, they saw the whole place smoking. And guess what those guys said? He said, hey, "This one a NEPA, and NEPA cause am, and no be us, and go NEPA, and NEPA we do the." They were just saying a whole lot of things. He brought out the battery. The battery had sold. Another one had exploded and about to explode.
That's
You
right.
know, so this now brings the question: are we ready to start producing solar equipment or solar panels in Nigeria?
Okay, maybe Okpa will still answer, but let me just so that I break the ice, right? You see, most times innovation always leads ahead of regulation. Regulation catches up to innovation, right?
That's
So, for example, you can't. For example, let's say even CNG, which is an alternative source of energy. By the time it becomes very much more mainstream, you still start seeing some new regulations around it in terms of how to regulate it. So you cannot easily regulate what you don't know yet, what you don't know the details, what you don't know the dangers and all those things. So government would keep catching up in terms of innovation, catching up with innovation regulation. Because at some point, I think what will end up is that before anybody touches any solar equipment, there might be some level of certification required. That's actually
The way we are going.
things will end. And I was driving in, I was listening, and Mr. Paul was telling everybody that solar is becoming cheaper. Yes, it is becoming cheaper. But breaking news, China has removed some subsidy from solar panels. So solar panels prices are going
this
up.
now bring us to the issue of taxing.
And so there are some sort of subsidies that they were giving to the energy companies in China because China wants to be one of the major energy producers, blah blah blah. But in recent times, probably because some sort of overproduction maybe there's been some sort of overproduction of the solar panels, prices crashing and all those things, then there was no point in those subsidies anymore. So once subsidies are out, the cost of those solar panels are increasing. And you see, why energy is called power is very deep. When you have energy, you have power. When you have power, you can't do things. Power is the ability to do work. Power is not the one you snatch, run, and grab and run with it. Power is the one you need to get things done for yourself, right? And a lot of businesses are being crippled just because they don't have power. A lot of businesses are struggling. I was speaking to somebody that just walked up to me like over the weekend and said, Larry, I use minimum of 10,000 liters of diesel every week. Minimum. He spent money, invested, bought transformer, went to go and tap a 11 kV line or 33 kV line to bring it, step down and bring it to his facility. He got there, the thing was barely 100 volts, wasted money. So it is a reality, and yes, we are ready for it, and two, the price is volatile. That's what I would just say.
Okay. Now let me ask this question now. What plans do we have now with the whole people coming on social media now? It's looking like they are now making solar panels or solar energy look like it's not something you want to invest in or go into.
It's not always the best decision. I've been saying it on the air.
Now there's actually a message here.
Okay.
This one says, "Good afternoon, Odogo. Thank you for talking about the battery issue on solar. This is my major fear and why I haven't gotten or gone into investing in solar panels."
Okay, let me even highlight some safety things which you've said before. Do you know that your tubular batteries can even be killing somebody that has it inside the house?
No, there's a guy on social media who said
gases coming out of that thing.
Who said he was feeling funny all the time. If you remember that video.
Yeah.
So how do we
So there are guidelines to these things. For example, a tubular battery shouldn't be in a closed space. It should be outside.
Most people don't know.
We don't read manuals. Don't forget. No, we have a tendency. And that tendency
as Africa.
We don't read manuals. You don't read nothing. Everybody just feels that I can fix it. There is a reason why they even pack it in the nylon.
But that, you see that manual matter. Several people have bought brand new cars. Have you ever carried manual to read it?
What did you the matter? No, it's just
no. Me and the advocate for
no. I don't have a problem with that.
But we are saying that recently. When something, everything on the manual.
When some things,
I usually read my text.
That's it.
But
when maybe not all, maybe not the things we are.
Don't look at me like that.
But seriously, do you know that some people, even some features that thing carries, you will never explore it until somebody from
somebody come and tell
you that you don't use this feature on your device. You say which one? You say it's there now. You didn't know. Wow, I didn't know. What I'm saying in essence is this: when things are special or peculiar, things like these lithium batteries, this gel batteries, and all of that, it's important to one, talk to an expert about it. Number two, have an understanding of how these things work, because the side effects of it, especially when it has to do with chemicals and all of those things.
So what I would say is this: apart from the information gap, sorry for cutting short, apart from the information gap, right? You see, you can only choose from an handful of what's available.
Correct.
If people like us and several other energy companies that know what they're doing focus on training a whole lot more people, a lot of youths, by the time there are a lot of professionals in the industry, you will find out that there will be fewer quacks in the space. Correct. And even anybody that's, sorry, in quotes, is quack, would look forward to being a professional, go for proper training, because it's trying to discover that I can't get anything done until I learn how to do this thing the proper way.
Right.
Because until we do that, you will still keep having people, Shebi is plus and minus, connect it. And there's a lot of fire pending to happen now.
But then you cannot blame an average Nigerian, who just bought the solar panel, saying he wants, I want to connect it, and then let me go and look for the bigger companies like you guys to come and connect it. They will still go for the cheaper one. The guy who came on social media to show us his installation was literally looking like a time bomb. There were wires everywhere. There was no serious, serious packaging.
So another thing we have found out is this: because people know that place is a cash cow in quotes. Like,
More
okay,
people flood the industry.
yes, they flood the industry and then they will just go and manipulate one or two things. They brand it. No, it's like every other thing. Even as simple as juice. People they produce juice. I mean, I saw a Landia video going around saying it does not have QR code. Don't drink it and all of those things. I'm saying that when people see that there is an influx of people on that particular sector, they have a way of adulterating it, and that's what happened. Once you find out, you now realize that people are creating all sorts of things, and that's where that happened. I mean, that's how that happened.
I mean, I think like Larry mentioned, we're currently in the gold rush, in quotes, of solar, right?
Yes,
that means everybody's rushing into it. We've all found out that we don't have to wait for NEPA, we don't have to wait for generator. We can use solar, install in our house. Anybody that can even get battery can start their own solar operation, right? So that now brings the conversation of standardization. So things have to meet some level of standard. So when we talk about that whole level of taxation, I think the government right now is probably trying to put the taxes on the wrong people, because it's not the people that are installing solar that should be getting that training or that higher watch. It should be the people that are putting in charge of installations for the PVs, for the batteries. We should be the ones that are holding ourselves.
No, I don't understand.
So to even clarify further, right? We're talking about this quack and not quack, right? You see, this thing is like the higher you go, the more complicated it becomes, with more responsibility, right? So for somebody installing just a 1 kilowatt battery and 500 watts inverter, even if things go wrong, the level of risk is lower.
That's right.
And you can't expect companies like us to do those. We don't do that kind of segments, right? That's where big companies like us need to train younger guys who can do those small systems. And in fact, if anything goes wrong, those small ones, the risk is lower. Where I'm having a concern, somebody installing a 50 kilowatt system, I'm calling one Uncle Shagigo. I don't want to mention any name, just praise name on the fly. Uncle Shagigo, that's come on. You can do this thing. And the sad part is that for the customer, because customers saw Shagigo install 2 kilowatts, would assume that the same competence is required to install 20 kilowatts, to install 50 kilowatts. Whereas the game is different. It's just like saying that because somebody was able to repair your Tiger generator that he used as an example, I passed my neighbor, and now corporates come and fix your 1 megawatt gas generator. The mechanics is different. The changes are there. It's not the same thing. You can't apply the same Chebi's plus and minus and get things done and think you can get away. If you make a mistake with a 500 kVA generator, the results, the hazard of that one is way different from just a 800 watts I pass my neighbor generator. And that's where we need to now put those standards. Even when there are trainings, these trainings will be in cadres and categories, in tiers, yes.
Okay, let's open the phone line before we come back to you. 0913-630-410. We know a whole lot of you out there who have seen the videos, on social media. People complaining about installation of their solar panels.
Don't put on the roof to catch fire.
Exactly. Some people are saying that there's even a question I was going to ask you when we were talking about solar shadows and everything. Why in the rainy season now? What's the benefit?
But in rainy season, was there sunshine this afternoon? Did the
know,
sun go away and say that rain don't start to, I'm not showing again until after 6 months? You guys flash me like around 2 months to end the rainy season. Yes, sorry. I'm serious.
I'm not even
sunshine. See, because I answer this question like almost every other day, any meeting. Even when I'm defending 5 megawatt projects, somebody is asking the same question. Did the sun run away?
No, wait,
see,
hold on now.
It will reduce. Yes.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, let me allow.
I wake up in the morning as early as the sun rises by 6. Let me leave that one. I wake up as early as 6.
Okay.
And it's been raining from 6 to 6 in the evening. There's no sun.
Every day.
Not every day.
For 6 months.
No. So
the trend that even okay, that's why it's a PC. What I'm trying to clarify is this: I'm not disputing the fact that sometimes when the weather is dull, there's a low yield. But the low yield will not be consistent for the entire period of the rainfall.
Sure.
But there
are some sun that will shine during rainy season. You will think that you will ask God that am I at the back of the AC of heaven?
Now we have sun. It's not.
The sun will still shine. No, the sun outside.
Is it enough to charge the sun?
Yes, sun and sun. No, there's no Africa sun.
No.
0913-6000410. 0913-6000410. The guys in the studios are experts.
Someone should just call us if you are seeing smoke on your system. No, call us.
You know, they are ready to
I
attend
get to diagnose.
people. How
Diagnosis.
That's
At your own risk.
With the whole video circulating on social media, you know, everyone complaining and asking themselves, why did I even go into solar installation, or why did I even go into having solar in my house? So now look at it, the battery is swelling, the battery is smoking, the battery doesn't even last anymore. The machine, I don't even know how to use it. Today, my friend is coming to
They'll tell you press this one, and when they bring like press this one, change this one down. The instruction you've forgotten by the time they left, you don't even remember what to do. See, one of the reasons why we also don't do a lot of residential installation is this. Residential installation in most cases is just luxury. You just are forming big boy, big man, big woman, big madam. It is not really solving your problem the proper way or giving a proper return on investment. And let me tell you why. The cheaper part of solar system is actually the generation part, the solar panels that generates the free energy in quotes, right? But for most home users, you are out of your house all day. When the sun is generating the energy, you're out of your house all day. And you're coming back in the evening. So what you really need most is the batteries. And unfortunately, the batteries are the most expensive parts. They are the most expensive components of the solar system. Yeah, so it's more expensive to install solar for your home than installing for a business that you run during the day. Sometimes I've advised a couple of friends that don't install solar in your house. I said it. Don't install your house. See that money, add it to the money and go and install solar in your office. The savings you have on that, go and buy more fuel and pay for your NEPA bill.
Alright, this one says, good afternoon, my name is Emeka from Munshi. I installed, okay, we have a call. Let me take this call and I'll come back to the message. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. What is your name and where are you calling us from?
Okay, my name is Engineer Chidoke.
Alright, Engineer Chidoke, go ahead.
Okay, actually, I really thank you for the program. It's very interesting topic. So I just want to say something about solar and the topic.
Okay.
You know, like you said, in Nigeria, people like finding the easier way out. That is, of course, although maybe our economy has pushed us into that kind of character. Now, as an engineer, I design and install solar, and I do lots of other things. Now, I discovered that a client called once and he told me that that's my cost. That's my cost. It's costly. Now, I told him that for what we want to do for you, we need a whole lot of breakers. We need a whole lot of monitors, because you cannot be running a 10 kilowatt lithium battery. You know in itself, if misuse is wrong.
Okay.
There must be something that we monitor, disconnect, free system. Now they told me I know that my own was a bit costly, but that you know that I told them exactly what's going to happen. And within just 1 month of them installing it, because they just called somebody, one of the marketers, who does it, everybody just installed. He's just called me the same issue. Now I'm going to solve.
Start afresh.
Okay.
So those are the plus and minus, guys. So this plus and minus.
Okay, let me read this message because we have there's another call coming in. Okay, let me take this call. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling us from? All right, you just have 30 seconds. Let's go.
The man of the studio would like to get your own address because I want to buy one. So I'm looking for someone that's going to keep it for me.
They are here, they are very much available. They will call their phone number and their address. If they don't pick, you can go to their office and drag them by the shirt. They will come and fix it. Thank you very much for calling. And let me take this message. This one says, good afternoon, Odogu, and to the guys in the studio. Good afternoon to the lady as well. My name is Emeka from Munshi. I installed solar panel in my house with 6 batteries. Can I do the same thing in my office? 6 batteries as well.
Solar is never copy and paste. I've said this several times there. Without understanding the energy use. It's just like what he said now exactly means that I bought a Tiger Gen I passed my neighbor in my house and it worked. Should I take the same generator to my office? Will it work? Because you cannot copy and paste without understanding the energy need, the pattern of the usage, and some other parameters that comes together to determine the size of the system to be installed.
Yeah, it's just
So
like
you can't
any
just copy
other
and paste.
storage system. I mean, will you buy, like you said, will you
That's
buy
how I
the
simplified
same?
it.
It doesn't make any sense.
Because your friend that lives in Ikorodu and comes here decides to buy a Corolla and is carrying himself and his wife, you that you are Odogu and you are carrying
Your family and friends.
some family and friends and some other things. If that can do the same work,
His family and friends.
if that can, especially okay, let's say you are even into FMCG, you are carrying a lot of things every time. It's truck you will need now because the load you can't carry you Corolla to carry timber. So that's actually the whole idea there.
Okay, so because of time, I would like us to bring back this topic again. next
Oga
week.
Kule don't give us one eye like that.
So let's just take your numbers now, your address, and how we can reach you guys.
Okay,
Not your
091.
home address.
We'll come to that.
All right, you can reach us on 09139686844, or you can come to 12 Adisabeth Street, DRA, Ikeja, Lagos.
All right, guys, let's take your parting shot now. Looking at this whole taxation on importing and all and restricting of solar imports, what's the fate of Nigeria? I'll start with you two.
Well, obviously, the first thing we need to talk about, like I already mentioned, where everyone has mentioned, is standardization. So whatever government body is going to be responsible for that, they need to set up standards, and whatever taxes we need to implement, it needs to be written down somewhere where every single citizen knows where to get that information from. Not random thugs showing up in your house and saying they're going to tax you without any feedback, no, that doesn't work.
All right, Larry, real quick, less than 10 seconds.
So for me, I'm not against the taxation,
Yeah.
even after it's installed or taxing, importing it or restricting. But what I'm saying is that everything has a time and season, right? If you try to do something when the time is not right, it's your problem. So they should allow the industry to mature properly because sometimes regulation can stifle innovation.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Appointment, real quick.
I think I'm going to take it from there.
All right, thank you.
I said no copy and paste on this show.
That's why I said thank you very much. We'll paste it there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Appointment. Thank you very much, Larry. And of course, thank you to the beautiful lady who joined us in the studio this evening. Thank you very much for coming, and to the guys too at the back. Thank you very much for coming as well. We'll be back same time next week right here.
Thank you for bringing cake.
And thank you for bringing cake. Cake, wow, is that cake?
It's not cake. It's not cake.
Whatever it is, we'll partake. Thank you very much. We'll be back same time next week. Stay safe and, of course, continue to enjoy your solar panel. Like you say, it's raining, it's still going to work. Okay, let's see that. All right, so we'll be back same time next week right here on Talking Water, Mainland 98.3 FM.